Beautiful sunny day here in Marlborough. I hope it's fine wherever you're tuning in around the world. How long do we have? Adam Mensch.
15 seconds, Benny.
Copy that, Menchie. Adam Mensch, the new producer for this week's show. All right. Kia ora, my friends. How do you do? I, Benny Ward, am here in the garden to bring you MML 101. You see, it's rather ironic that the kids, as Eliza waves to me, hi Eliza, it's ironic that the kids have just started school holidays because today I'm taking you all back to school with a little refresher course. Perhaps you've been living under a rock, perhaps you've been living in a van down by the river. But I'm going to refresh you all today with a crash course on what is Monday Morning Live. Let's find out, shall we? According to Wikipedia, Monday Morning Live is the longest running weekly gardening show in the history of social media. Hosted by, charismatic and devilishly handsome frontman Benny Ward, Monday Morning Live features live gardening and an array of colourful characters, such as the show's producer Algorithm. Obviously we need to update our Wikipedia page there because this time last week at MML 100, Algorithm effectively turned to the dark side alongside Seth Mensch. They absconded with the World Gardening Federation Championship and aligned themselves with the evil demon Kane. Shout out to my sister Abadabba, thanks for tuning in, there's a comment. Hi from me, Finley and Braxton. Hey guys, shout out to all you guys. Thank you for tuning in to MML 101, where we've just found out what is Monday Morning Live. Today, we'll spread love and give flowers with anyone else who joins us live. Somebody else has joined us live? We'll give a shout out when I can recognise who you are. We'll take a look back at a heck of a week that was. We'll take a look ahead at the week to come. We'll have live gardening. We're going to kick off the grow-off today. I'm going to give you a little demonstration of just how the grow-off is going to run. Even though we don't have the World Gardening Federation Championship anymore, that's not going to stop us. Because diamonds are forever, and so is Monday Morning Live. That was actually meant to be my closing catchphrase, so I've just blown it. Anyway, shout out to Mum, thank you for tuning in. Live gardening today, we're planting some seeds. I got these seeds from a corfi tree at my children's school. As we know, the grow-off, we're planting one New Zealand native, one herb and one flower. So we're going to do our corfi today. Now we're planting it in 3 different ways. Now, since Seth Mensch betrayed us and turned to the dark side last week, there is now only 3 contestants. There's 3 types of plants, 3 contestants, when we're going to sow the seeds all in 3 different ways. First of all, we're going to sow them into jiffy pellets. We've used these plenty of times here on the show before. They look like this, a little disc. And when you add water, they swell up like this. Really handy when you're planting the plants on, because as soon as they germinate and the roots start to come out the bottom, you can then plant them onto a bigger pot and start giving them some potting mix with some fertilizer. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Benny's 6100 series seedling extractor / seed sowing tool. We're going to make a little hole, and we've got the Benny's 6100 series seed dispersal mechanism. So we're going to just pop one of the seeds in that little hole. Oh, now these are the seeds that, was it last week on the show or the week before, we scarified them. So what we did is we took some sandpaper and we just scratched them against the sandpaper. Now what that does is it breaks this, the seed's wall, the shell, and it allows water to penetrate, because as we know, you can never underestimate the value of water. I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. That's a good thing about a catchphrase. Now we're going to cover this over, this little jiffy pellet. Cover it over so that the seed is nicely buried. We're going to give it a little bit of water using the Benny's 6100 series spritzer, available in the gift shop. Why not buy 2? Just a little spritz to get it ready. And that's our corfi sown into a jiffy pellet. Now we're also going to do them into these jiffy pots. Now these pots have been filled. See a little pot, also really good for planting on. You can just break the pot and you can plant it on. Now these are filled with a high grade Dalton's potting mix that we've used previously for growing vegetables, kind of used up all the nutrient, so we've sieved out the finer material using the 6100 series sieve. You might recognise that. It's the cover of a fan. I just broke it up and I use that now as my sieve. So that gives the nice fine potting mix. Again, we're going to make a little hole. Grab another one of our Corfi seeds. Corfi means yellow, by the way. Interesting little fact. Monday morning fact of the week. I don't know if that's going to be a new segment. To the little seed, pop it in the hole, push it in. And the general rule, as we know, when sowing seeds, you tend to sow them twice as deep as what the seed is wide. So twice the depth of the width of the seed. Have a catchy general, give it a spritz, and there we go. That's our Corfi planted into our Jiffy pots. We're also going to plant some Corfi seeds into one of these seed trays. Again, a high-grade Dalton's potting mix. Unfortunately, Dalton's do not sponsor Monday Morning Live yet. And we're going to I'll sow several of these seeds into here, but I'll just do one now as a little demo. Just a little demo. Pop it in, push it in to twice the depth of the size of the seed. Cover it over, give it a spritz. I'll fill that tray up with some more Corfi seeds, but that's the 3 different methods that we're using to sow our seeds. Jiffy pallets, Jiffy pots, and just into open trays. We're going to sow the seeds of alyssum next week. The following week we'll sow some seeds of thyme, and we will see which ones grow. Each of the contestants in the grow-off will be assigned one of these growing methods, and we'll see who it is that comes out on top, and will be crowned new World Gardening Federation champion. As soon as I can work out how to get the championship title back from the Dark Realm and the evil clutches of the Demon Cane. How was your week? Mine was a heck of a week. We had my good friend Stephen away from Golden Mile Produce, so I did a lot of work. Shout out to my friend Sanda. She put in a phenomenal effort yesterday at the farmers market to run the Golden Mile Produce stall, assisted by a few of her friends. But shout out to Sanda for a great effort. I had a couple of rather large chunks of skin cut out of my arms, as you can see. They looked a little bit suspicious, a couple of little moles, so they chopped them out. It was a fairly horrific experience, to be honest. It's one of those things where they say, look away if you want, and I thought, I'll be right. And I looked and I was horrified, so I looked away. I was pretty brave, to be honest. Quite proud of myself. But now we just await the results to see whether or not there are anything too sinister. Great week at the farmers market. Our market manager was away, so I got to step up and run the show. I love it. I love running the farmers market because, as I mentioned last week on MML 100, the thing that I love the most about the farmers market is the people. Right, I think it's time for Joke of the Week. Joke of the Week this week is brought to you by my good friend Karen. Here goes. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because it was outstanding in its field. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I told the kids that one just before the show, and it took them a little while to get it, but they went, oh, I get it, Daddy. Right, what else can we do? Celebrity birthdays. In the week ahead, celebrity birthdays, Thomas F. Wilson. He's the guy who played Biff Tannen in the Back to the Future movies. Back to the Future 3 being not only my favourite movie of all time, but my favourite cinematic viewing experience of all time. Thanks to my sister Abba Dabba. Speaking of movies, the kids now have got school holidays, so no doubt we'll get to see the Minecraft movie. No spoilers. I don't want to know how much of a masterpiece it is. I plan on finding out for myself. So that's going to happen in the week ahead. We'll be sowing more seeds next week as part of the grow-off. I'm off to Super Groove in Nelson with a couple of mates, so that should be good fun. What else? Another great week coming up at the farm. There's lots of things coming on now. Oh, capsicum that we sowed last week. I enjoyed some capsicum that I had grown on the farm at Golden Mile. These are the Jiffy pallets that we sowed our capsicum seeds into last week. You can come in nice and close if you like there, Adam, the show's new producer, Adam Mensch. Can you see there, Menchie? Starting to germinate, so that's really exciting. Growing capsicum from seeds at completely the wrong time of year. But hey, if I had $1 for every time I've not done something when someone told me it wouldn't work, I would have $0. Right, Monday morning words of wisdom. This week's words of wisdom come from my friend Mark, a very wise man, who once said, How can you spot a blind man at a nudist colony? It's not hard. That could almost be joke of the week. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Again, Monday morning words of wisdom, thanks to my good friend Mark. Right, that's about all, I think, for this week's show. Look forward to seeing some of you in the week ahead. I look forward to seeing all of you every single Monday morning here on Monday Morning Live. Look forward to seeing some of you at the Marlborough Farmers Market every Sunday morning at the AMP Showgrounds. You can see me anytime you want on my YouTube channel, Benny. You can find it by searching I, Benny Ward. I used to be called Grow with Bennies. You can probably still find it by searching Grow with Bennies. But you can see me there anytime you want. And I will see you next time in the garden.
And we're clear.
Would have been the perfect time to use my closing catchphrase, but I said it earlier in the show. Anyway.